Alright, how's it going? This will be another Fishog unboxing for November 2015, fishog.com. So Fishog is a tackle company that primarily deals direct. So I haven't found any distributors for them. I don't know if they have any. I've ordered directly through their website. And when I went to their website, I noticed that they had a subscription service, kind of like Mystery Tackle Box or the others. And actually, Mystery Tackle Box and Lucky Tackle Box was how I discovered this company. So I started the subscription last month. If you check my channel, I've got the October unboxing was my first unboxing, and this is November. So first thing out, we've got the card for Fishog. And there it is. And if you look down the side of the card there, you can see that there are 3 different levels. So we've got the Softy, which is their most basic subscription, which is typically just soft tackle or soft plastics. Though this month it did include a worm hook. The next level is Stalker, which adds some terminal tackle typically, and then the Storyteller, which is the level that I've got, and they range in price from about $8 to about $15 delivered. So this will be a Storyteller unboxing, and we'll dig in. Alright, so our first item up is the sticker. It's a vinyl decal, just a negative. So the sheet peels up, back peels away, and it leaves just the Fishog logo. Alright, let's take out what we got here. Alright, so it looks like a pretty good box this month. Alright, first up we got the Big Wig, which is basically just a little straight tail trickworm type bait. Got a nice anise smell to it. It's like this color is just straight up black, which I'm taking a trip into the month down to Florida, be fishing a lot of stained water. This black color will be great. And as the fish are slowing down as it starts to get cold, the finesse worm definitely is a great way to go. So you can fish this on any way you fish any other trickworm type bait. So drop shot, shaky head, it's a small Texas rig, small Carolina rig. Next up we got the Hogtail, which is another real small worm, but it's a small curl tail worm. So you can see the curl tail there. This looks like it's a June bug color, so purple with blue flake, which again, great color for stained water. Next up we got the Paddle Tail Chubby. This is a little hard-headed paddle tail swim bait. Fairly small, about a 3-inch bait. You can see that there. It's got a little bit of a head to it with some eyes, and then a little spade-shaped paddle tail. I don't know how you can see that. This is looks like a watermelon with a gold flake to it. So, water I normally fish, this will be a great color. The greens, primary forage in that lake is either just some small clear water minnows or bluegill. So this can kind of simulate either one of those. And the last thing from the Softy level is just a basic extra wide gap worm hook. Take one of these out of the package so you can see them. So just your basic EWG hook. What I really like about these is they've got a nice hard Z bend to them. So your soft plastic will sit down in this notch so they won't run down the shank of the hook. And then the shank up here is nice and long as well. So if you like to snell your hooks, it's a great feature for a hook that can be snelled. All right, so moving up to the next level, we've got the Jigsaw, which is basically their take on a casting jig. Alright, cool. So what I really like about this jig is instead of using your normal weed guard, it actually uses like a weedless hook. So there's a wire weed guard that tucks in there so you don't have a big bristle sticking out. And then when the bass bites and you set the hook, this just pops out of the way, compress out of the way, and it'll push out of the way. but it sits in there nice and tight. Otherwise, it sits on the shank or on the point of the hook and keeps it weedless. The other thing that's nice if you're somebody that likes to skip, the top of the jig is nice and flat, give you a decent skipping surface, and then the jig will sit up on the bottom like that. So you rig any kind of soft plastic with a jig trailer, and it's going to stick the jig trailer straight up off the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it just laying flat on the bottom. So this is watermelon red flake. So one of the colors I throw a lot. The next is the bobblehead. So this is a decent sized wide gap hook with that same jig head on the top of it. So it's kind of like a biffle hard head or something along those lines. So it's just it's a swinging football head. But what's really cool about this one that's unique compared to all the others I've seen is this one actually has a swivel between the hook and the head. So there's a swivel molded into the head. So once you hook the fish, he can turn freely and can't get leverage on this to throw the hook. All right, next thing we got is, it's kind of cool. They call it the canopy. So this is their take on an umbrella rig or an Alabama rig. So there's a little grommet that holds it folded, and then when you unfold it, what makes this one kind of cool is it's an inline triple rig like that, and they sit fairly flat. So you've got your primary bait out the back, you got a bait off either side, you've got a spinner for each of the other baits, and the other thing that's really cool is it's built on a spinner bait head. So you've got a single willow leaf that ends up in line with all the rest of it. So lots of flash, just a really cool, unique umbrella rig. And then it's got a little grommet that holds it all folded up. Came packed in a nice, neat little tube. So that's the canopy. And then the last thing, not necessarily the best time of year for this, but so it's just a soft-bodied, just a soft plastic frog called the croaker. So this one's looks like green pumpkin and a pearl white belly. So you rig this up on just either a regular EWG hook, or you can use a toad hook, like a twin prong toad hook, to rig this as well, and just Texas rig it. Fish it top water to simulate a frog, or the other option is you can actually fish this on a jig head, a swim jig it, or a swim jig as a swim jig trailer, and it can imitate a bluegill or a shad or something like that. So for this time of year, it probably worked fairly well as a shad imitation. So that's our unboxing for this month for the Fishog subscription service. Check them out. Their website, fishog.com. And until next time, cheers and tight lines.